Have you ever struggled to make sense of a bunch of disconnected data tables? Maybe you've been stuck trying to figure out why your report numbers aren't matching, or you're new on a team and can't wrap your head around how everything fits together. Well, if you've been there, you are not alone. Arranging complex data across several tables can get messy really fast. But what if I told you that there is a way to keep your data clean, accurate, and easy to manage? Yes, you heard that right. Hey there, I'm Vadim from OWAX. On this channel, we speak all things about analytics, data, reporting, spreadsheets, warehouses, and all sorts of data manipulation. In this video, I will explain what exactly the Snowflake schema in data modeling is, how does it work, and why are so many businesses using it to stay on top of their data game. Keep watching as I break everything down in simple terms. We'll cover the basics, the rules of designing one, real examples from finance and marketing, and even some of the most common problems you might run into. Also, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to this OWAXBI YouTube channel and enable notifications so you don't miss future videos packed with analytics and reporting tips. Alright, with this being said, let's get started. Starting with the fundamentals. What exactly is Snowflake schema? Well, consider your data as a set of connected tables. In a Snowflake schema, data is arranged in such a way that big tables are broken up into smaller ones. The data is divided into groups with common information, rather than one large table where details are repeated endlessly. Let's understand this with an example. Say, for instance, that you manage an online product selling company. You might have a database with product information, but instead of writing the category name in every row, you would put that information in a separate table. This reduces the need to repeat the same details several times and helps maintain your data organized. It's like dividing your toys into several boxes rather than throwing them into one large container. This type of structure is mostly used in situations that focus on analysis, reporting, and business intelligence. Reducing duplicate data helps you have a neat and controllable set of data, also facilitates quick answers to corporate questions, and running searches and insight extraction. You might now be considering the word normalized in relation to this framework. Normalization simply means the data is stored in a way that prevents repetition and makes updating the data easier. When you update information in one place, you don't have to worry about making the same change in multiple spots because the data is stored just once. Using a Snowflake schema helps companies to have a more organized data structure that separates data items into related tables. If you're handling data from many sources, including sales, products, and consumers, this is very helpful. Furthermore, maintaining this kind of organization for your data will help greatly affect the speed of your searches and the accuracy of your reports. Creating a Snowflake schema that fits nicely requires some preparation. Let's discuss some basic guidelines to apply while you are developing your schema. Number 1, normalization. Breaking down big tables into smaller ones comes first. This means you divide up your data into groups that make sense. Assume, for instance, that your product table has information on product ID, name, category, brand, size, and color. Instead of keeping the category information with every product, you can have a separate category table that includes a category ID and category name. This means that every product just refers to the category by its ID. You only save the category name once. This method helps in preventing data mismatches and makes updates simpler if something changes in the category details. Number 2, the use of surrogate keys. Using unique numbers called surrogate keys is a better way to identify records than depending on real-world data, including names or email addresses. These are basic figures that help you join tables during the development of your reports. A customer table might, for example, have a unique customer ID that is linked to a sales table. This keeps the process of linking data quick and reduces the risk of errors when the real information changes. Number 3, choosing the right level of detail, data granularity. It's also important to decide how detailed your data should be. Think about how you track your sales. Is it enough to know how much you sold each day, or do you need to see every single sale, including the exact time it happened? If you record too many small details, your tables can become huge, which can slow things down when you try to search or analyze the data. If you document too little, though, you may overlook crucial details. The secret is to have a balance between selecting a degree of detail that supports your corporate analysis without overloading the system. Number 4, conformed dimensions. When the same information is used across several tables, it's great to keep the data in one table and share it across your schema. For example, the product information might be needed in your sales table and also in your inventory table. By having one shared product table, you make sure that everyone is looking at the same set of information, which keeps your reporting consistent. Throughout this procedure, you should keep your business needs under consideration. What main questions do I need my data to address? Have my reports been accurate and clear? Knowing the answers to these questions helps you create a schema that supports good decision-making in addition to storing data effectively. Let's talk about why many businesses choose to use the Snowflake schema when setting up a data warehouse. Using this approach has various advantages, and over time it will help you make your work far simpler. Number 1, data accuracy. Separately storing data in well-defined tables helps to lower the possibility of mistakes. If the same information is saved in multiple places and it's updated in one place but not the others, it can lead to mistakes. The Snowflake schema helps you keep things consistent and correct, as every piece of data has a place. Number 2, storage efficiency. In fact, you utilize less storage by dividing your data into smaller tables and eliminating duplication. In the modern era, it is very crucial when you could be handling enormous volumes of data. Reducing duplicate data not only saves storage, but also speeds up the searches, since the system must sort through less data. Number 3, scalability. Your data model might have to grow as well as your company does. The Snowflake schema is quite flexible. You may add new tables or change already existing ones without having to overhaul your entire framework. This flexibility makes it simpler to add new data sources or change with the times to follow corporate policies. Number 4, better reporting. A well-organized schema makes preparing reports a simpler chore. You can create advanced searches that quickly combine data from different tables. This helps you generate more accurate and efficient reports, making it easier to understand your business. Even though the Snowflake schema has clear benefits, there are always some downsides to consider when working with data. We'll talk more about those later in the video. For now, just remember that Snowflake schema helps keep your data organized and your reports accurate. Let's now look at some real-world examples of how the Snowflake schema is applied in industry. 2 areas will be my main focus: marketing and finance. These examples will help you understand how this data model may be used in daily life. Number 1, financial application. Imagine yourself employed by a big company handling enormous amounts of financial data. This could include tracking revenue, expenses, and even regulatory compliance across multiple divisions or subsidiaries. Under such circumstances, the Snowflake schema facilitates data organization into several tables. One for financial transactions, another for account information, and still another for the several subsidiaries or corporate divisions. For instance, you might have a fact table called fact_finance that tracks transactions, along with several dimension tables, one for accounts, storing types like revenue and expenses, another for business entities, storing details about different branches or subsidiaries, a date table to keep track of when each transaction occurred, and one for currencies if transactions involve different money types. Financial analysts may rapidly create reports using this framework that show trends over time, highlight errors, and confirm that figures line up. Every piece of information is kept in one location, so any updates or corrections are easy to manage, reducing the likelihood of mistakes when you compile monthly or quarterly reports. Number 2, marketing application. Let us now consider a department of marketing. Imagine a digital marketing agency managing several advertising campaigns on several platforms. The team might have to monitor not only campaign specifics but also consumer contacts and outcomes from several outlets, including social media, email, and display ads. Here, the Snowflake schema helps to organize data for the campaigns, consumer interactions, and other marketing channels into tables. For example, you could have a fact table named fact_marketing_campaign that records spend, conversions, and engagement numbers. Then you would have dimension tables for campaign details, channel information like whether it was on social media or email, and customer groups. This method helps marketing teams quickly analyze their data. They can observe which initiatives produced the best return, which consumer groups were most responsive, and how various channels performed. The end is clear and practical insights that guide the next marketing plans. Using a Snowflake schema comes with some difficulties, even with all the advantages. Knowing this can help you avoid typical mistakes and plan appropriately. Problem number 1: multiple joins. One downside of spreading data across multiple tables is that when you run a query that needs information from more than one table, it has to combine them. This can make searches more complicated, and if the query isn't written well, it can slow down the reporting process. If you're not careful, the extra steps needed to join the tables can hurt performance, especially when working with large amounts of data. Problem number 2: increased complexity. It can take some time to understand how all the elements fit together, especially with data spread across smaller tables. This can be tricky for new team members or when you're troubleshooting issues in your reports. The key is to maintain clear links between tables and properly document your data model. This makes everything easier to follow and manage. Problem number 3: balancing normalization and performance. Although normalizing saves storage space and reduces duplicate data, too much of it may cause too complicated searches that slow down your system. Maintaining both performance and clarity in your reporting depends on finding the proper balance, storing data in distinct tables without overloading it. It's more about prior planning than about avoiding these difficulties completely. Knowing possible problems helps you create your schema and arrange your systems to manage the complexity without sacrificing efficiency. Let's take a closer look at a few more design considerations that can help you build an effective Snowflake schema. Optimization of queries. Whenever you build a schema, think about the types of queries you expect to run. If you plan on running lots of detailed reports, consider how the joins between tables will affect performance. Sometimes you may opt to keep certain data together in one table, if it is frequently accessed together, while other, less frequently used details can be kept in separate tables. Future growth. As your business evolves, your data needs may change. Building a flexible model that can be easily updated is essential. Always keep an eye on scalability. Leave room for additional tables or modifications as your reporting requirements change. This will save you time and money in the long run. A well-documented data model is key to long-term success. Once your schema is designed, ensure that every table and relationship is documented so that anyone reviewing the schema can understand it. Regular testing of queries can help you identify and fix performance issues before they become a problem. Testing isn't just a one-time step. It should be a part of your ongoing process as your data grows. User training. It's also helpful to invest some time in training team members on how your data is structured. When everyone understands where to find the data they need, troubleshooting becomes much easier and the overall workflow improves. So that's all for this video. Now to summarize. The Snowflake schema is a method of organizing data into smaller, related tables. This reduces repetition and saves storage. We talked about key design practices like using surrogate keys, keeping data organized through normalization, and choosing the right level of detail. It's helpful in industries like finance and marketing, where accurate and detailed reporting is critical. If you're working on a project, try sketching out the types of data you collect and how they are connected. That can help you see if a Snowflake schema would make your data easier to manage and your reports more reliable. Before you go, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you used the Snowflake schema before, or are you considering it for your next project? Let's get a discussion started. I love hearing about your experiences. Thanks for watching. I'm Vadim from OWAX, and as always, keep exploring your data and stay curious.